Sahaj Vidhi www.sahajvidhi.in. Question 1. There may be various reasons for the failure of the Security Council of United Nations in maintaining international peace and order. One of the main reasons is its composition and imbalanced power dynamics. Critically analyze. Model answer: the United Nations Security Council, UNSC, is entrusted with the primary responsibility for the maintenance of international peace and security under Article 24 of the UN Charter. While it has achieved notable successes, its effectiveness is frequently hampered by significant structural flaws, particularly its composition and the resulting imbalanced power dynamics. This critical analysis will delve into how these factors contribute to its failures. Composition and imbalanced power dynamics. 1. The veto power of the P5. The most significant structural impediment is the veto power held by the 5 permanent members, P5: China, France, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. This power allows any one of these states to unilaterally block any substantive resolution, regardless of the support it garners from other members. This often leads to paralysis and inaction. When the national interests of a P5 member or its allies are at stake, the veto can prevent the UNSC from taking decisive action on critical issues, as seen in conflicts like Syria, Ukraine, and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This renders the Council ineffective in situations demanding urgent intervention. Accountability deficit. P5 members are not accountable for their vetoes, which can be exercised based on narrow national interests, rather than collective security concerns, undermining the Council's legitimacy. Anachronism. The P5 composition reflects the geopolitical realities of 1945, not the current global power distribution. Major global powers like India, Germany, Japan, Brazil, and the entire African continent lack permanent representation, leading to a perception of unfairness and an outdated structure. 2. Lack of equitable representation. The current composition of 15 members, 5 permanent, 10 non-permanent, is unrepresentative of the world's population, economic power, and regional diversity. The absence of permanent members from Africa, Latin America, and major Asian countries diminishes the Council's legitimacy and its ability to reflect a truly global consensus. This imbalance means that decisions are often made without adequate input from regions most affected by conflicts. 3. Limited influence of non-permanent members. The 10 non-permanent members, elected for 2-year terms, lack the veto power and often struggle to exert significant influence on the Council's agenda or outcomes, especially when faced with a united P5. Other reasons for failure. Beyond composition, several other factors contribute to the UNSC's failures. 1. Prioritization of national interests. Member states, particularly the P5, frequently prioritize their own national interests, strategic alliances, and economic considerations over the collective security mandate of the UN. This leads to selective engagement, double standards, and a reluctance to act against allies or in regions where have vested interests. 2. Lack of political will. Even in the absence of a veto, a lack of genuine political will or consensus among members can prevent effective action. Diplomacy can be slow, and states may be unwilling to commit resources or take risks for interventions. 3. Evolving nature of conflict. The UNSC was designed primarily to address inter-state conflicts. However, modern conflicts are often intra-state, involving non-state actors, terrorism, warfare, and complex humanitarian crises. The Council's traditional tools and mandate sometimes struggle to adapt to these new challenges. For enforcement challenges, even when resolutions are passed, their enforcement can be problematic. The UN relies on member states for troops, funding, and political support for peacekeeping missions or sanctions. Non-compliance by powerful states or lack of resources can undermine the effectiveness of resolutions. 5. Rise of unilateralism. Powerful states occasionally bypass the UNSC, undertaking military actions without explicit authorization, which further erodes the Council's authority and the principle of collective security. In conclusion, while the UNSC remains a vital institution for international peace, its inherent structural flaws, particularly the anachronistic veto power and unrepresentative composition, are primary drivers of its failures. These dynamics often lead to paralysis, a lack of accountability, and a diminished capacity to respond effectively and equitably to global crises, thereby undermining its mandate to maintain international peace and security. Calls for comprehensive reform are persistent, but achieving them remains a formidable challenge due to the entrenched interests of the permanent members. Please visit our website www.sahajvidhi.in for more content they cyber.